aptitude, then research aptitude, comprehension, communication, mathematical reasoning and aptitude, logical reasoning, data interpretation, information and communication technology, people development and environment, and last one is higher education system. Usually 10 questions from each subtopics are raised in the UGC paper 1 net examination. So all of you should clearly go through about paper 1 because you can score maximum. Paper 1 is very simple, very understanding paper, very interesting paper. So you can score maximum in paper 1. In sometimes our second paper, economics paper, little bit difficult, feeling a little bit difficult. Recent developments, recent trends and policies were usually including in paper 2. So, but paper 1 is very simple. It has a pattern. Usually the pattern is followed by the UGC. So, please work out more. We will provide lot of questions including previous solutions and questions from other competitive examination related to mathematical reasoning, logical reasoning, etc., comprehension, etc. In paper 1, two most important part is, first one part are teaching aptitude and research aptitude. The initial part, teaching aptitude will be handled by me, and the second part, the research aptitude, will be handled by Ashik sir. Okay. The detailed timetable is provided our group. Okay. Then teaching aptitude. Here, first we understand teaching and the concept of teaching. Teaching and the concept of teaching. Teaching is nothing but the transferring of information. Transferring of information. To who? To the learners. About teaching is a process of transferring of information to the learners. Okay. Learners means പഠിതാക്കൾ എന്ന മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയും. അപ്പോൾ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പഠിതാക്കളുടെ ഇടയിലേക്ക് ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ ട്രാൻസ്ഫർ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പ്രോസസ് ആണ് എന്ത്? ടീച്ചിങ്. ടീച്ചിങ് ഈസ് എ പ്രോസസ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് transferring information to the learners. Okay. This process is called teaching. So, teaching is a stimulus response process. Note this point. Teaching is a stimulus response. This is sometimes presented in your question paper. So, first point, it is transferring. It is a process of transferring information to the learners, and it is a process of stimulus response. What is stimulus and what is response? Stimulus എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താ? നമ്മൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ഒരു പ്രേരണ കൊടുക്കുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു കാര്യം അവതരിപ്പിക്കുക. ഉദാഹരണത്തിന് അതുപോലെ എക്സ്പെരിമെന്റ് നമുക്ക് പഠിക്കാനുണ്ട്, ലേണിംഗ് തിയറി ഒക്കെ ആയിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട്. ഉദാഹരണം പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കുട്ടികളോട് വർക്ക് കൊടുക്കുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അത് കുട്ടികളോട് നമ്മൾ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ചോദിക്കുന്നു, അവന്റെ ആൻസർ പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? അവർ അപ്രീഷിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യും. ഓക്കെ. That is stimulus. Then ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സ്റ്റിമുലസ് ആണ്, അതിന് ആൻസർ പറയുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് അതിന്റെ റെസ്പോൺസ് ആണ്. അപ്പം സോ ടീച്ചിങ് ഈസ് ദ പ്രോസസ് ഓഫ് സ്റ്റിമുലസ് ആൻഡ് റെസ്പോൺസ്. ഓക്കെ. Then next important point related to teaching is a process of implementing or skillful application of knowledge. Skillful application of knowledge. Skillful application of knowledge. Or experience or scientific principles. Here we studied three important points about teaching. Initially, teaching is a process of transferring information to the learners. or it is a process of stimulus and response, or it is the process of skillful application of knowledge, experience and scientific principles. Then teaching is a planned activity. Teaching is a planned activity. Is a planned activity. Teaching is a planned activity. The next one, the effectiveness of teaching. Effectiveness of teaching depends on two factors. Effectiveness of teaching depends on two factors. First one is how the students are acquired from the how the students can understand. How the students can understand. Then is the teaching measurable? Measurable. Is the teaching measurable? These two factors influence effectiveness of teaching. First one is how the students understand. And sometimes students can easily acquire knowledge. Sometimes it is very difficult. Sometimes it is moderate. Okay. And another one is teaching is measurable in qualitative manner, not quantitative manner. It is measurable in qualitative manner. Okay. Teaching is measurable in qualitative, not quantitative. It is measurable in qualitative. So here we discussed about mainly 4 or 5 statements about teaching. Then how this concept is included in our UGC NET examination. Question is like this. Question number 1. Which one of the following statements is or are correct with teaching? This is the question. Which of the following statement is or are correct with teaching? Statement 1. It is a process. It is a process. Statement 2. It indicates stimulus response relation. It indicates stimulus response relation. Stimulus response relation. Third one, it involves skillful application of knowledge. Skillful application of knowledge. And fourth one, handsome teachers can deliver more quality classes. Quality classes. Okay. Then we have options. Option A, 1 only. Option B, 1 and 4 only. Option C, 1, 2 and 3 only. Option D, all the above. Okay. It is very easy to find answer. What is the answer here? Hello?
students have kept their mics off, so they may not be able to answer. You can share your answers. You can just.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Here answer is what? Option C. Answer is option C. Teaching is a process and it indicates stimulus-response relation. It involves skillful application of knowledge. In such way, questions are presenting in your UGC NET examination. I hope first concept is clear to all of you. Okay. Then, next topic related to teaching aptitude is basic teaching models. Basic teaching models. Basic teaching models can be classified into two heads. First one is instructor-centered teaching method or teaching model. Instructor-centered teaching model. And the second one is learner-centered teaching model. See, the basic teaching models can be classified into first one instructor-centered teaching model and second one learner-centered teaching model. Instructor-centered teaching model is also known as teacher-centric method. Teacher-centric method. And this one is also known as student-centric method. Student-centric method. What is the difference between these two? Primarily there are two differences. First one is in ICT. Here ICT means instructor-centered teaching. Okay. In ICT, the learner or students fully depends on teachers to complete their learning process. In instructor-centric method, the students or the learners fully depends on whom? The teachers to complete their learning process. And the second one is here the assessment. How the teacher assessment the students. Here the assessment is gone through on examination. That is the another difference. The only way to assess students is the process of examination or evaluation about their knowledge only. That is the difference. Knowledge assessment or knowledge evaluation is the main feature of instructor-centric teaching. Okay. So, once again I repeat, basic teaching models can be classified into two heads. First one is instructor-centric teaching model and second one is learner-centric teaching model. Instructor-centric teaching model can be classified, it is also known as what? Instructor-centric or teacher-centered. Then learner-centric is also known as what? Student-centric. Okay. Then we describe the features of ICT model. First one is the learner fully depends on teacher to complete their learning process. The students or learners fully depends on teachers. Fully depending on teachers. Then second one is here the teacher measures the knowledge only, the knowledge of learners through examination. So here examination is an evaluation tool. Here examination is only one evaluation tool that is used in ICT model. Okay. Then coming to LCT, that is learner-centric or student-centric model. Teacher is a guide. Not the point. Teacher is a guide. So he or she indicates in which way or in what way the students can do activities. How the students incorporate innovative ideas in learning models. So the role of teacher is just a guide. മാർഗദർശി എന്ന റോള് മാത്രമാണ് ആർക്കുള്ളത്? LCT മോഡലിലെ ടീച്ചറിന് ഉള്ളത്. Okay. And the second one is Here the evaluation includes two types of evaluation. First one is continuous assessment and the second one is terminal assessment or continuous evaluation and terminal evaluation. Okay. Our continuous evaluation is a feature of learner-centric teaching and our examination. Usually examination is a feature of ICT model, instructor-centric teaching. Okay. Then, what is continuous assessment or continuous evaluation? Yeah, here lot of activities including sports, seminar, discussion, debates, all these activities commonly referred to as co-curricular activities. Co-curricular activities and their skill development activities on the other side. Science first, then social science first, etc. So see our continuous assessment is done on the basis of co-curricular activities and skill development activities. Okay. Participation as additional skill acquisition, etc. Lot of activities are there. Then coming to the terminal assessment or terminal evaluation. It is based on what? Examination. It is based on examination. Or in teaching terminology or pedagogy, it is referred as evaluation is through achievement test. Achievement test. Achievement test. Okay. Achievement test, it is nothing but it shows how much content the learner acquire from completion of a particular course. How much content the learner acquired from a completion of particular course. Usually our examination, after completing first term, there is an examination. That is called a proper question paper. Okay. It is called achievement test. Then we score mark. We move to the second semester. Okay, that is called achievement test. Here, what is evaluating here? The knowledge of the learner. Okay. So we discussed about basic teaching models. Some points are noted here. Then simple. How this will be appeared in the question paper like this. Another type of question paper. That is called assertion and reasoning type. Assertion and reasoning type. Suppose one statement is given and the reason is given. Statement is called assertion and the reason for that statement is called reason. Assertion is like this. LCT, learner-centered teaching method, includes continuous evaluation and terminal evaluation. This is the assertion. Learner-centric method teaching includes what? Continuous evaluation and terminal evaluation. The reason is it is student-centric. Another reason is given here. Therefore, most of the countries use UNESCO. Recommended to the member nations to use LCT model. Here one statement is given. LCT includes student-centric and continuous evaluation and terminal evaluation. First reason is given. It is student-centric. Another reason. It is another question that we'll discuss later. First question. Okay. Then options are like this. Option A, statement, assertion and reason are correct. Assertion and reason, or statement 1 and 2 are correct. 2 are correct. Then 2 is the correct explanation of A. Correct explanation of first statement. Second statement is correct explanation of first statement. B, first statement and the second are correct. Then it is continuing. Second statement is not the correct explanation of statement 1. C, statement 1 and 2 are incorrect. Statement D, statement 1 is correct and 2 is incorrect. Okay, here we have 4 options. What will be the answer? Yeah, B is the answer. Why? Statement 1 and 2 are correct. LCT includes what? Continuous evaluation and terminal evaluation. It is student-centered method. Okay. But it is student-centered method, or LCT is student-centered method is not the appropriate explanation of first statement. See, നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും നോക്കേണ്ടത് തരുന്ന സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ്, റീസണിംഗ് തരുന്ന സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഫസ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റിന്റെ എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷൻ ആണോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിനൊരു കറക്റ്റ് അപ്രോപ്രിയേറ്റ് ആകുന്ന ഒരു വിശകലനമാണോ എന്നാണ് നോക്കേണ്ടത്. രണ്ട് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് മിക്കവാറും ശരിയായിരിക്കും. സാധാരണ ഇതിൽ വരുന്ന രണ്ട് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ശരിയായിരിക്കും. പക്ഷെ പിന്നീടാണ് തെറ്റിപ്പോകുന്നത്. കറക്റ്റ് എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷൻ ആണോ അല്ല, അതിന്റെ ഒരു ഡെഫിനേഷൻ എന്തെങ്കിലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആരെങ്കിലും ഇൻസ്ട്രക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്, അങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റണം. ഇന്നതുണ്ട്, പക്ഷെ അതിന് ഇന്ന കാര്യമാണ്. അതാണ് ഞാൻ അടുത്തൊരു റീസൺ എഴുതിയിട്ടത്. LCT includes continuous evaluation and terminal evaluation. Another reason is here, UNESCO recommended the nations to use, its member nations to use LCT model. അവിടെ എന്താ ഫസ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ഈ റീസണ് പകരം ഇതാണ് തന്നത് എങ്കിൽ, if this one is our question paper as reason, then first statement is right. Why? Because LTC includes C and T, therefore it is an explanation. Okay, so please understand assertion reason type. We can easily score full mark in assertion reason type. Use your logic and brain only. That is important. Okay, is it clear?
Shano sir.
Okay, tell me sir.
Sir, you can tell students they can unmute this so that they can be part of discussion. It will be easy for you whether they are understanding or not.
Okay sir. Hi dear participants, please turn on your mic. Hi participants, please turn on your mic. Please turn on your mic and comment about the class. Okay, dear participants, please post your comments, suggestions, recommendations if any on our WhatsApp group. Okay, Ashish sir, shall we wind up this session?
Okay sir.
Okay.